Max, what you're saying is there's a lot of programs that better capitalize on this window because we know at some point somebody's coming back. And right now that door's open. There are probably 6 or 7 programs that while they got a shot, they better take their shot. And LSU certainly took their shot in this game. So let's put a bow on the LSU section with this. They've got 3 games left: Arkansas, A&M, UAB. They'll be favored in all 3 of those games. If they get to 10-2, if they get to the SEC championship game, I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think any of us would say this is going to happen. But let's say they win the SEC championship, right?
Yeah.
Are they in? No brainer. They're in with 2 losses if they're the SEC champ.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're taking down an undefeated number 1 Georgia.
Bingo.
So does Tennessee also get in that scenario then with 1 loss?
And you're saying not Georgia getting in?
Yeah, over not Georgia?
Well, that would be my question is if
that's a huge problem because Tennessee beat the brakes off of LSU.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be almost a 3-way split. And the only thing LSU would have in that situation on the 3 is the quote unquote championship, right? Because they beat Georgia.
Max, on our phone call, this is the thing we didn't even talk about.
We didn't even get to this. Well, you had to get on air by this point. So, but I think the problem would then lie. Okay, so LSU beats Georgia, who therefore embarrassed Tennessee, but Tennessee embarrassed LSU. Process.
But so, Georgia and Tennessee would have 1 loss here. LSU would have 2.
But LSU,
but they are the champions.
But they are the champ.
Yeah, and they are playing in that said championship game, which Tennessee is sitting idle.
Right.
But the only problem is with that conversation, I would think it would go champion, and then whoever falls behind after that, Georgia gets in over them just because
last year's champion,
and you lose in hopefully a compelling game in the championship game, and that is your first loss against a team that's steadily rising. But like I said, a lot of other things have to happen. Like if TCU goes undefeated, then boom, that's 1 slot that's already taken away. And then Oregon and USC, say they go undefeated until they meet each other in the championship game. That champion should have a shot.
Yes.
At being in there as well. The ACC is done. Let's just go ahead and just say that the ACC is done for right now. Because I had that UNC Virginia game on Saturday.
Yes.
So yeah, tremendous game, crazy game. UVA without like almost everybody offensively. 75% of their offense was on the bench. And they held it tight. North Carolina is too far behind to make up ground, even if they won the ACC. So that's where I say, I like them better than I like Clemson, honestly.
Okay.
So I don't know if I could do that and say that there's ACC. So ACC's out of this. So it literally comes down to Big 10, Big 12, Pac-12, and how that stacks up.
Big 12 was only TCU.
Yeah, it's TCU's the only undefeated, and then of course you still got Michigan and Ohio State, which will cancel each other out in the same division. So you'll have a Tennessee-Georgia situation up there, because sadly nobody wants to win the Big 10 West. Just put that out there
at all.
At all. So you would have 2 undefeateds, the champion of the SEC. Now you get into that muddy water, and I would have to put Georgia in front of Tennessee because they beat them, because to the victor goes the spoil if LSU wins the SEC championship.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of people probably on the committee and just in general as fans of college football at this point that would be praying that LSU does not win the SEC championship, because if a 2-loss LSU team wins that, I mean, that's going to cause problems for so many teams, because even in the Michigan-Ohio State example, one of those teams finishes the season with 1 loss. You're looking at least 2 SEC teams that finish the season with 1 loss. And then you've got everybody in the Pac-12. I mean, that'd be nuts. That'd be
Tennessee's going to be like, we beat them.
Right.
Yeah.
We whooped them.
And they said, and then you went and got whooped between the hedges.
And they're going to be like, well, that's not, no, but we did beat them.
But you're not in the championship game.
No, I understand. I understand.
I'm just going to be like, where were you December 3rd? Tell me where you were December 3rd.
We're at home.
Exactly. You watched somebody else play an SEC championship game. So you could watch somebody else go to the college football playoff.
Look at that. Trevor, that's the quote.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get that clip. Don't you worry.